Hello students, the last lecture we studied about inductance. Today we will study current and voltage source and short circuit and open circuit. This video will be useful for all diploma level students who are preparing for SSC JEE, DRDO or Railway JEE or any other PSU exams. So let's start. What is a voltage source? Voltage source in all the electrical circuits, suppose this is a resistive circuit, one resistance is there, you will always see one cell or multiple cells will be connected to this circuit. This is only your voltage source. This will supply the current in the circuit. If this will not be present in the circuit, there will not be any current in your circuit. So this is a necessary element. Because of this only your circuit is active. If it is not there, then your circuit will be a passive circuit. Suppose this is V. Suppose this is V. And this is your RL, and voltage across this R is VL. If you will measure with multimeter, you will always see this VL will be less than this V. If V is 10 volt, then you will always see VL is 9.8 or 9.9 volt. Why it is so? VL is always less than this V because there will always be an internal resistance. There will always be an internal resistance in any voltage source. Any voltage source V is not like this. Its practical circuit will be this in series with a resistance. That is called internal resistance. Internal resistance. So because of this resistance only, there will be a drop. There will be a drop in this resistance. That's why you will get VL less than the supply voltage. So the same circuit, what will be actually it is here one series resistance will come, that is called R. This is your capital R, this is your V, suppose this is I, and this is your VL. So VL will be equal to I into R. What will be V? V will be equal to I into R plus I into R, or you can write I into R plus R, or same thing you can write I into R plus VL. So what is the required thing in any voltage source? This resistance should be less as possible. If this is less, then only internal voltage drop will be less and you will get maximum voltage across the load. So what is necessary in a practical voltage source? Internal resistance should be less, then only you will get maximum voltage across the load. So actual voltage source is this, but it will always have some internal resistance R, small r we will denote, and this will be your equation. Sometimes in examination they will give the value of internal resistance and they will ask you to calculate I. So from this equation only you have to calculate I. Next is current source. If suppose I will make a circuit, this is your circuit, this is your current source, and this is your suppose resistance RL. If this is 10 ampere, this is 10 ampere, you will see current across RL will be around 9.9 or 9.95 ampere. So what happened to the rest current? It has to go somewhere now. So where it is going? It is going through this path. A current source will always have a resistance in parallel. Voltage source will always have a resistance in series. We have seen series resistance, I have denoted also. But in a current source, what will happen? There will always be a resistance in parallel. this is your internal resistance. Current source internal resistance is in parallel. Now what we need? We need maximum current to flow in the load. We don't want any current to flow in this. So to reduce the current in this path, what it should be? Internal resistance should be as high as possible. If this is very high, then only less current will flow in this and more current will flow across this. So we want internal resistance to be as high as possible. This R should be very high. Okay. So in current source there is always be an internal resistance in parallel with it, and this internal resistance should be as high as possible. If it is very high, then only we will get more current across the load. Practically these are the things, but ideally voltage source should have R0 and current source should have R infinite. But practically these things are not achievable. So practically R should be as less as possible in voltage source and it should be as high as possible in current source. So next we will see dependent source. Whatever we have seen till now, all were independent source. Now there are some dependent source. There can be 4 types of dependent source. Voltage dependent voltage source VDVS, voltage dependent current source, current dependent voltage source, and current dependent current source. Voltage dependent voltage source, voltage dependent current source, current dependent voltage source, current dependent current source. How it is denoted? In any circuit, suppose this is your circuit, this is your resistance. If current is denoted by this, then it is called independent. It is independent current source. But if the current is denoted by like this, then it is a dependent source. So if current is denoted by like this, then it is a dependent source. If current is denoted by like this, then it is independent source. Similarly, if a voltage source is denoted by like this, then it is called independent voltage source. Independent voltage source. And if it is denoted by like this, then it is called dependent voltage source. Voltage dependent voltage source. In this, your V will be equal to some other, suppose G into V1. Means your V is dependent with V1 and this is a constant term that will come. Here it is voltage dependent current source. It means your current is dependent to some voltage. So your current I is dependent to X into V1. It depends on some voltage V1. V1, if you will multiply by X, you will get your current source. Here it is current dependent voltage source. So in this, your voltage will be dependent to some current. Voltage source which is dependent on current. Here your voltage source V is dependent to current I1 multiplied by H. H will be your constant. Now it is current dependent current source. It means your current I is dependent to some Y into I1. It means your current I is dependent to I1 and you have to multiply it by y, any constant y. Next is short circuit. If any circuit is short, then what will happen? In any short circuit, suppose this is your circuit, here point A and B are shorted. So what will happen? Its voltage will be 0. Voltage across these two will be 0, and current will be maximum. Voltage will be 0, current will be maximum. What is written? Infinite. Practically it will not be infinite, but it will be maximum. And any circuit, suppose 1 resistor, 2 resistor, 3 resistors. If we will sort this resistor, this is your R1, R2, R3, then what will happen? Total resistance will be equal to R1 plus R2. Why? Because in this path there is a sort. Sort means current will always choose the path of least resistance. Current will not go through this resistance, it will pass by this. So this resistance will not come into picture. Your total resistance will be R1 plus R2. Voltage drop across this R3. If suppose anyone will ask, voltage across R3, what it will be? 0. Why? Because it is a short circuit. In short circuit, voltage is 0. And current across R3? Across R3 there won't be any current. Current will flow through this path. Current will not go through R3, current will go through this path. Okay, so this is your short circuit. In any series circuit, if there is a short, then that resistance will not come into picture. Your resistance will be R1 plus R2. Suppose in parallel, this is your 1 resistance, 2 resistance, 3 resistance. If we will sort this is your short circuit, then what will happen? Current will come and total current will go through this. All resistance are isolated. Then total current will flow through this path. No any current will flow through this, no current will flow through this, no current will flow through this. Total current will flow through this short circuit. So that will happen if parallel resistors are sorted, and this is the condition when series resistors are sorted. Next we will see open circuit. What will happen if a circuit is open? Then if a circuit is open, then current will be 0. Current will not flow through this path. Current needs a path now. If there is no wire, then how the current will flow? Current cannot flow. So current will be 0. Resistance will be infinite. Why? Because it is open. There won't be any wire. If any wire is there, then only it will have some resistance. If there is no wire, then current will not flow and resistance will be infinite, very high. And what will be the voltage? Total voltage. Suppose this is your voltage. 1 resistor, 2 resistor, 3 resistor. If you will open this resistor, if I am opening this resistor, then what will happen? Total voltage will come across this terminal. Total voltage will come across this terminal and current will be 0. Current will be 0. Why? Because current will start from here and it will reach here. It is not having any path after that. It cannot flow through this path because it is open. So in open circuit, current is 0, resistance is infinite, and voltage is equal to the supply voltage in series connection. Now, if suppose resistors are connected in parallel, 3 resistors are there, they are connected in parallel. If I will open this resistor, what will happen? I am opening this resistor. Then current won't flow in this path. Current will flow only in this path and in this path. So in parallel connection, if one resistor is open, then also current will flow through the circuit. It will not flow through this branch, but in other branches it can flow. But in series combination, if a resistor is open, then current cannot flow at all. That's why in household circuits we are connecting all the equipments in parallel. If suppose any bulb is fused, then also our fan or other lighting equipment will work. Only the bulb which is fused, it will not work. Other equipment will keep on working. So only we are connecting all our household equipments in parallel. Thank you.